Hey KOZ guys, this is TJ and this is the KOZ Raw for this week. And I'm down on the Texas coast and I hope you can hear me over the birds. I don't know what's up with these birds, but they are just super loud. Fixing to go fishing for a couple hours. And we had some conversations this week. If you were on the Zoom call, the HTL Zoom call we did, we touched on the topic at the end of the call, and it was about wives, about our wives. And a lot of you guys that are on this, that watch these Zooms, are HTL leaders. You lead your group. And you may just be a KOZ guy. All you guys are leaders. Just one guy happens to usually be in charge. But anyway, we were talking about wives, and I want to encourage you guys. I had a Pastor Joe Don Jody. You see his videos and KOs on the speaking to the pastors. He was the first pastor to ever say yes to a KOZ group in a church, and he led our church for years. And his wife was never around. She didn't lead the singing. She didn't lead the women's Bible study. She didn't do any of that stuff. And I always thought, where is she? Doesn't Joanne, isn't she supposed to be here? And eventually I had a conversation with him, and he said, no, my wife doesn't have to be. This is my job. This is what I do, but she's not paid to be a part of it. This isn't her deal. And she understood what he did. She went to church there, the grandkid. All the good stuff. She just wasn't the church wife of a pastor and my current pastor, young guy, Philip, is a great pastor, but his wife and kids aren't a part of everything, leading everything. They're there. They do. I love them. They come. They're part of the church and all the good stuff. But I tell you that sometimes our wives are just not going to be. They're just not going to be as caught up in the ministry of KOZ like you are. Their hearts may not be drawn into it the way that your heart's drawn into it. They'll love you and support you, but they're just not at that level. Their heart is for the grandkids, or their heart is for the kids, or there's other things that they do with the women in the church, or whatever it might be. So don't be discouraged if your wife doesn't completely get it. Of course, we would love for all our wives to understand us completely, but that's really not a reality in a lot of ways, right? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We just don't always know what the other, what's going on in their heads, and they don't always get what's going on in ours. I share a story. I saw a video, probably on YouTube or Instagram or someplace, I don't know where it was, and it was a guy sitting in his backyard, and he had a spool of wire, and the wire was almost all gone. There wasn't much wire left on the spool, and his wife comes out, "What are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be mowing the lawn?" or whatever it was, and he said, "Well, I'm looking at this spool of wire." He said, "I had this wire since I was 18, and now it's almost all gone. And I had it all those years." And he was just really in the moment. And you can feel that, right? It's like, man, I've had this fishing rod since I was a kid. I had this gun since my grandpa gave it to me. One of those kind of vibes. And she goes, "Honey, would you just get ready? We have to leave in 30 minutes. And he goes, "Oh, all right, you don't get it." And he just got up. And he was in this moment that a guy would have, right? I had this spool of wire since I was a kid, or since I was 20. It's put together our fences. It put together the kid's muffler on their car. It was all these things that it was and has been. and all the contemplating of the end of the day. Maybe for him, maybe, I don't know, but she didn't get it. She didn't get where his head was. And you would want for her to understand that. You would hope and pray that she understands that or sees that his heart's in a certain place, but they're not always there with us, and it's okay. So I just want to encourage you that love your wife. There's a ton of stuff. Go back and watch the Zoom call, or if other wives aren't engaged, if your other HTL wives aren't engaged, you should probably do a get together and show some KOZ videos or tell some KOZ stories. There's things that you should do to probably rally and try and get them to participate, but don't let that take your heart out. What Satan would want would be to separate you, your heart, and you and your family and your wife. Your wife's a beautiful person. She's doing what she's doing. If she's all in on KOZ, beautiful. If she's not, that's okay. Just know that it doesn't define you and what God's saying to you in your heart for this rescue mission. Stand firm, guys. Hey, like this video, share it with your friends. It matters. Share it with all the HTLs. And don't forget to check out the KOZ store. And if you need anything, holler at us. We're always around. Somebody's always there. Call the office or email us, info@kidsoutdoorzone.com. We love you guys. We believe in you. You got this thing. Go rescue some boys. Regulators, mount up.